I can tell you this, they have all the evidence they need to show the fans what did and did not happen. It is salacious. It is unbelievable. It is grimy, and it is shocking.
If you don't like my shade, then step out of my shadow.
Kenya Moore, season 13 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's a very different season for a number of reasons, but how are you feeling about it?
You know what? I think it's an exciting season. I think it was challenging, but I think we did our thing. I mean, we have this platform. You have the #1 show on Bravo with an all-Black female cast. It's important that we are allowed to tell our real stories and what is actually affecting us in the world. This is a perfect opportunity to be able to tell our truth without being ashamed or without judgment. And I think that it's time.
Let's get into the personal story you're bringing to the table this year. We meet you in what feels like a pretty low moment.
As you know, I've only been married 3 years. We have been separated for over 10 months. It's not something I initially wanted. This is not my first time speaking with a divorce attorney. This is just the first time that I have decided to figure out what my options are before I take action and file.
What's it going to be like to have to relive everything you've been through with Marc and everyone learning what you've been through with Marc?
It's not going to be easy for me. It's never easy for me when you are vulnerable and you put yourself out there. But I'm not only putting myself out there, I'm putting my husband, my daughter, my family, because all of those emotions and instances are sort of intertwined. So it's difficult because they often don't know what I've said, or they don't often know how I really feel. And I think that having this platform allows me to sort of get therapy in a way, because I'm talking through things that I may not necessarily want to talk about or don't talk about.
You and Marc were just together for Brooklyn's 2nd birthday. It looks like a happy family photo. Can you share any update on the state of your marriage, where things are right now?
I wish I could tell you. We're still separated, and I have gone through the gamut of emotions, from being happy to move on to being kind of sad and looking at Brooklyn and seeing the love and knowing what an amazing family we had, and could we still have it? So for me, it's the best way to describe it is that I feel turmoil a lot through the season because I'm being pulled in different directions, and just until recently, things really shifted. So as you saw from the birthday party.
Shifted in a good way.
Shifted in a different way, yeah. I say shifted in a different way because I don't know where my heart really is right now. And for me, that's not like me. I have to look inside myself to say, do I owe this person another chance? So we'll see.
There is in the premiere it's a real moment, it feels like, between Cynthia, Candy, and you, where they're basically saying, you've tried all you can do, let it go.
If Marc makes you happy, I'm here for it. But if he's not making you happy, I'm not.
But couples go through up and downs, and I was okay riding that wave with him because, I got married for better or for worse.
So does he make you happy?
When that question was asked, absolutely no. No, in that moment, no, because I didn't feel like he was fighting for me. And I had been resolved to just say, you know what, I'm not going to make myself miserable if someone doesn't want me, because I am the prize. And if they don't recognize that, then it's just time for me to move on and maybe on to something new, different, or even better.
Last year we met Ken.
So Marc calls Kenya Ken. I love it when she's Ken, because Ken shuts the up.
Does Ken still exist? Or have we let Ken move on out?
So what's interesting is I am in a very different place in my life. I will not bow down to a man. I will not beg for love and attention. And those things kind of come from, as I've learned through the season, and we reveal things that happened to me when I was a child, in my childhood, and what I needed and what I didn't get, and how that manifests itself in my relationships. And so it's a really interesting journey. If you follow along, I think that there will be some moments where it's like, oh, it's very cathartic and very telling.
From what you just said then, and then from what's in the premiere, I'm focusing on what makes Kenya happy. It sounds like that's maybe the journey you've really focused on during this very crazy time in the world.
Yes. Yes, and it became real because now I'm at home all of the time by myself. And I went through a lot of health issues. I went through a lot of emotional issues, as I'm sure a lot of us have. So I think that people will identify, or hopefully they will, in my story and my journey, because I wanted to refocus the negative energy and turn it into something positive, especially for the livelihood and for the happiness of my daughter.
Yeah, I told you last year when you came back to the show, motherhood had totally changed how you operated in the world, and you continue to be on that evolution path. And I've noticed you being more and more open. I mean, in September, you shared your exact weight on Instagram, Kenya. That is not something people do. But why did you decide to be open with that? Because it's, we've all put on the COVID-19. We've all dealt with that.
No, not just 19. For me, I'm bucking around 30 extra pounds. So listen, we all have been through it. I literally am 30 pounds heavier than 3 weeks after I had my child. That is a lot of weight. So, I think sharing can help people. That's just what I think. It's nothing to be ashamed of because you can lose it, And I think by sharing, it just helps people that might be in the same situation as you.
I think you look amazing. Big birthday coming up in January, and a year ago you were not looking forward to that number. Okay, what you're doing right now makes it seem like you're still not looking forward to it. What is it about that number that makes you hold your hand to your head?
You know what? I have to say, where I am spiritually, emotionally, I am loving turning that number next year. I feel like I can conquer the world. There is nothing that I cannot do. And if that means turning 50, that's what it means, then please, can I turn 50 tomorrow? But at the same time, I'm in Hollywood. I'm a Black actress, and there is a lot of ageism that exists. So there isn't a cap placed on what I can do. But once you confirm that, then I think that it's a possibility that Hollywood might go, she can't play the hot girl anymore. She can't play this part anymore. So that would be my only real concern.
I don't think, you should worry at all. All right, gotta take a sharp pivot here to this year's gate. There's always a hyphen gate on Real Housewives of Atlanta. This year it's stripper gate.
Yes.
I'm hearing sex noises coming from a bedroom. It wasn't a sex party.
Really good.
Who said that?
She's making disparaging comments about me and you involving a stripper.
Wow, I'm over this.
Will fans get answers about what did or did not happen at Cynthia's bachelorette party?
Well, I can tell you this, they have all the evidence they need to show the fans what did and did not happen. Whether they show that in the edit is something different, which I have no control over. I do know that it is salacious, it is unbelievable, it is grimy, and it is shocking.
Cynthia told me that your arms might be a little tired from some pot stirring you maybe did in this scenario. What do you have to say to that?
This is what I don't like about my position on the show. So if I'm an honest voice and I call people out, then somehow I'm a villain. But if it were me and I got caught stripping the stripper, that came to the bachelor party, I would have been dragged from here to California. You know what I mean? So I don't think that it's fair that people will call that pot stirring. We are a cast and we are in a cast house. And if something happens like that in a cast house while you are working, then it should be discussed. You can't do that at McDonald's. You can't go in the bathroom at McDonald's and have sex with someone and think it's okay because, hey, you were in a closet. No, you're at work.
I am dying at that reference, but that helps to paint a picture for me. Did you, the trailer makes it seem like you heard something. So did you kind of witness?
Oh, I heard a lot and other people heard a lot. Very specific things and very specific voices.
Okay. I mean, there's been a lot of.
I'm not the only one.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the relationships this year. Fans kind of freaked out when you and Marlo posted a selfie. What can you tell me about coming together, joining forces with Marlo Hampton?
I think it kind of goes back to me being a changed person. I think that I am always and have always been a very forgiving person, but you have to work to get that forgiveness, meaning apologize and then change the behavior. That's all I've ever really asked of someone who is sincere. And we had a moment where we had a very sincere and honest conversation after obviously dueling it out all season. And, I have to say, it's one of the highlights of the entire season.
I can imagine. Now, the fans want you to have that same kind of moment with Porsha. From what's kind of trickled out there, it doesn't sound like that's going to happen. What is it about you and Porsha that things just don't align for you to have a friendship like that?
You would have to ask her that question because for 3 years, I considered her a friend. I was very supportive. I remember going to her baby shower, reaching out to her. Even when she had her spinoff, I was tweeting about it. I was, sharing her joy with her. And I actually had love for her. So for her to turn on me when NeNe came back, I think the fans and everyone saw that. So that's a question for her because my heart has always been open and I've always been consistent from 3 years ago when I showed up at her play and I would support her no matter what. Those things that she's doing to me, especially this season, it's just really disgusting.
Okay, I'm not great for you, but it makes me intrigued to watch and excited to watch. And we've gotten
to be everyone on the show, but when people don't want to be friends with you because they feel threatened or they feel a certain way that they don't want you to be bigger than them, I think that is really what comes into play. And that's a page out of NeNe's book, honestly. And she's been taking a lot of pages out of NeNe's book lately, and not in a good way. Showing up 3 hours late to the set, the demanding of certain things happen, footage being taken out because she doesn't like the way that she looks. That's kind of NeNe behavior. So unfortunately, we have a little NeNe Jr. on our set.
Okay. We got a couple newbies this year too. Drew Sidora with a peach.
Hey. I bring the flavor to Atlanta. Don't with me, I'm from Chicago, bitch.
And Latoya Ali.
You can do what you want while you're separated.
What? Who says that? You're still married. What vows did you take?
What do we need to know about these two?
Latoya is amazing. She's refreshing. She's a little spitfire. She's sexy. She's just energetic. She has a unique energy, and I absolutely adore what she brings to the show. We also had another friend of the show, Fallon, who is absolutely stunning, fabulous, a wife, very wealthy. Her husband adores her. I really hope to see more of her. If not this season, next season for sure, she should be holding a peach.
Okay, you did not say anything about Drew there, which implies maybe you don't want to talk about Drew.
You're You're a clever man, aren't you?
Okay, I'll ask you one question about Drew. If you had to compare her to another housewife we've met on Atlanta in another city, is she like anybody?
No, I think that she reminds me of a Kim Fields. I loved Kim Fields, even though I didn't treat her like I loved her.
Everything about you is tired.
Oh, wonderful. Let's go and get the divorce, and then I'll keep the friends, because nobody really seems to like you.
Oh, everyone loves me, honey. Guess what they say about you behind your back? Snooze fest.
If I don't fit in with this clique, that is really okay.
Oh, let me pull your chair for you. Kenya.
I loved her as the icon that she is, but on the show, being the actress, I believe that it just wasn't genuine. Like, she wasn't telling her authentic story. And I feel that might be who I pair her with, because I kind of get the same vibe from Drew.
Okay, Cynthia said the exact same thing. So that's 2 check marks in that box. All right.
Oh, did she say Kim also?
She said Kim also. She said she's a
Oh,
little.
wow, we haven't even talked about that.
Yeah, no, she said Drew's willing to get a little more in the mix than Kim was.
Yeah,
but it's the same.
A little more thirsty than Kim. Kim wasn't thirsty. You know, Drew is just parched, honey. She is doing everything she can.
Oh, you've dropped so many gifts in this interview. I know we got to wrap it up shortly. If you had to sum up this season with one word, what's your word to describe season 13?
Ooh, I would say juicy. And I mean that as an entendre.
I was going to say in every sense of the word.
In every sense of the word, honey. Juicy. As in WAP.
I don't cook, I don't clean, but I can show you I got this ring. Okay.
Profane words.
Just a suggestion. We'll have to catch up when the season's a little more underway so we can unpack some of this stuff a little further.
Yes, maybe unpack a stripper. Yes.
A package?
Call
okay.
me.